What's happening, man? It's your boy, the Deader Man. This video here, I want to call Act Now. Y'all gotta forgive me for the car blogs until I get my setup set up. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm shaking and moving right now. So, in between time, I got some content I feel like I can get y'all right fast. I want to call this Act Now because it's a stereotype among us that, you heard the saying like CP time, or you know what I'm saying, like we never own time. It kind of correlates with what I'm talking about. Now, what I mean like Act Now is the stigma on us about procrastinating and getting things done in a timely manner, right? Like, for example, back when I used to rhyme, I used to like crank out like material a lot, because once I write a song, once the material sit, the more it sat, the more unimportant it was to me, and it just wasn't important, and it started feeling dated because I always was on to the next anyway. So it was important to me, if at all possible, so whenever I write a song, knock it out that day. Like, when you think about Pac in the urgency that he cranked out records in, like it felt like, he was racing the clock. And not all the way understand that, because one thing none of us got for sure is time. So with that being said, like when I have ideas, I feel like, oh shit, I got me one, right? And then once I sit on that idea, the more I sit on it, the more unimportant it was. So it's like, act now. And I can even take that somewhere else. Like, and this is really the gist of where I'm going. Our health issues, and and I don't want to just like gear this at black people, because this is for everybody. But I can speak from a black standpoint because I know firsthand like the health issues we deal with. Like, a lot of us, we dread going to the doctor and going to the hospital and all that type of shit, right? So when we get symptoms, and most of us growing up in a black household, moms will, give you some medicine and sit down somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Lay down, get some rest, you'll feel better. But as we get older, and like I said, time is not promised to any of us. So we get these symptoms, and we still have that kind of instilled in us, like, I'ma just rest, or I'm gonna take this and lay down. And you know what I mean? If you feel in your heart like, something ain't right, act now, bro. Like, it ain't really a game. You know how many people probably done lost, not even probably, you know how many people have lost their lives by taking too long to respond? And that goes for health, ideas, opportunities, everything. And like I said, and I'll probably repeat this a few times during this, is that time ain't on nobody's side, bro. So, and I always, the whole patience is a virtue. It's cool to believe that, and I understand that. I don't know how much I believe it, but patience requires time, right? It takes time to be patient. Like, that's really what it is. So it depends on what side of the fence of that ideology you sit on, whether it's valid to you. And my thing is, I just feel like the clock can stop ticking whenever, and nobody has control over that or knowledge of when, so act now. You only got one life anyway, right? So by all means, like, if something heavy on your heart, or you feel like, okay, yeah, I got me one, bro, act. I made a post earlier today, or it might have been yesterday, and I said that, and I said to fuel your ideas, right? An idea Without fuel, it's just a thought. And that's a fact, bro. That's a fact. And like I'm gonna keep repeating the title, Act Now, because I feel like that's the meat and bones of this. To act now, bro, because you don't have, none of us have the time that we think we have. Or some of us might have more time, or whatever. Time is just uncertain, is what I'm getting at. So, act now. Don't play with time. Don't underestimate it. Don't get complacent. Act now, bro. And that's just heavy on my heart, so that's where I'm at with it. Take advantage of all your opportunities, you know, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's what a lot of it is too. I feel like people don't want to make mistakes, and there's so much knowledge in mistakes, I don't understand why. And some people just don't want to look bad in front of whoever you fear looking bad in front of. Bro, eat that shit. You gotta make a move and make it soon, man. X got that right, bro. And with that being said, I just wanted to get that out. But I had an opportunity. You know what really made me do this? Well, you know, I'm not gonna go into details because it's kind of close to heart, and you know, I might bring it up in a more personal video. But speaking of Act Now, I received a phone call one time, right? And somebody was reaching out for help. And I got a second opinion, like, yo, is it really that serious? And that second opinion told me, you know what, it's not that serious. It's not that serious as they may think. From what I'm looking at, everything is fine, right? So I took that second opinion as church, I guess. You know, and I told the person, like, yo, just relax. You know what I'm saying? They took a look at everything, and everything is good. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep tabs on it, and we'll see how it go. In hindsight, I wish I would have reacted. Act now is what I'm saying, because it ended up being a matter of life and death. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave it there. This is my first blog, man. Like I said, I'm gonna do these in the moment. It's not scripted. As you can see, I probably fumbled over some words and all that shit. I'm in traffic, so you know, this is, if it's heavy on the heart, I'm coming with it. So till next time, man. Say less and stay blessed.